Are you tired of feeling stuck, lying awake at night, looking at the ceiling full of dreams, and your heart full of ambitions? Do you yearn to unlock your true potential and become the best version of yourself? Well, if you are between the ages of 13 and 19 years old, listen up. This message is for you. You're at a crossroad where the choices you make today will shape the person you become tomorrow. What's good, y'all? Welcome back to What Makes Sense, the channel that breaks down big ideas and complicated topics into small, practical steps you can actually use. If you're looking for real life ways to apply powerful concepts, you're in the right place. Now, imagine you're on a quest to climb Mount Everest, the highest mountain in the world. You dream to reach the summit. There's probably a bunch of habits you want to adopt before, during, and after climbing it, at least to make the journey easier and possible in the first place. So today the mountain is adulthood and you are a hiker, and I'm here to give you the tools you'll need to ensure that this journey is a success. So before we get into it, make sure to click on the subscribe button, click on the notification bell to be notified every time we post another banger. Habit number 1, read more. Before embarking on your journey, you need to study the map and guidebooks to understand the terrain, climate, and possible obstacles. Reading more is like preparing yourself with the knowledge and insights needed to tackle the challenges ahead. Now, you might be wondering, well, Lawrence, what should I read? You just said read more. Why should I read? When should I read? The most important thing to note here is that you want to make this a daily habit. These are habits you want to apply every single day. So with reading, just get into topics that you know that are going to help you in the future. For example, I'm interested in cinematography, filming, media, all of that stuff. So reading a book about editing or something about how to engage the audience would be beneficial. What I'd like to advise you is to avoid reading fiction and stuff that doesn't actually apply in the real world. Read something that will actually help you get to where you need to be in the future. Even if you're not sure if you're gonna use it in the future, this habit will help you have a general understanding of a variety of topics that you might encounter in your life. Whatever you be doing in the future, you need to develop a habit of reading. So I'd suggest starting with 1 page a day. Now, many people listen to podcasts and all of that, and I feel like personally those are beneficial, but they never should replace your habit of reading. Reading should be one thing and podcast listening should be another. There should be two things that you incorporate into your daily life. You shouldn't replace one with the other. I'm sure that most of us use applications like Wiser or even Spotify podcasts to listen to a book I didn't have time to read. But don't discard reading as a whole. Read 1 page a day, at least 1 page a day. Don't read on your phone. Read a physical copy of something. The reading that happens on your phone is not the same as the reading you would do when you have an actual book in your hands. So read more. Tip number 2, work out daily. To climb Mount Everest, you need to be physically fit. Working out daily is like training your body to endure the harsh conditions and steep inclines that you'll meet on the mountain. Every step you take, every rep you do brings you closer to your goal. So working out daily is such a good habit I'd like to recommend because it actually helps you build these systems throughout your day so that, for example, let's say today you didn't have any work and you just had a day off, or let's say you're in school and you're writing exams and you have a block day. When you work out daily and have reading sessions daily, you have those systems in place that make sure that they promote productivity in the finest ways possible. You don't want to just sit around the whole day and do nothing, because what happens in the following day is that you find it so hard to carry on from where you left off in the previous day because you had this whole 24-hour slot where you did nothing. So working out daily and reading more are two habits so far that will help you keep that system going. And this is why I'd like to recommend tip number 3 so much. Work on something daily or learn a skill. As you ascend the mountain, you'll encounter different types of terrains, such as ice, rock, and snow. Working on something daily like learning a new skill or practicing craft is like acquiring the tools and techniques needed to overcome the obstacles. With each passing day, you become more and more adept and confident. Now, working on something daily will ensure that your mind is not idle. because you want to make sure that when an opportunity comes, you're ready for it, you're prepared, you're like, yeah, I'm ready to roll and I'm not just idling around. I know what I have to do to get to where I want to be, and this opportunity has presented itself in such a convenient time and I can take full advantage of it. Working on something daily will also improve your productivity levels and your creativity as well. Because what I've discovered myself is that when I have nothing on my list, it's much more harder to do that one thing I have left to do. But when I have so many things on my list to do before the night ends, one specific task won't even bother me because I'm like, well, let me just get through this so that I can get to the next and finish my list. When the list is empty, it's a whole different story. I actually had to shoot a video for my Instagram page, and that's the only thing I had for the day. I didn't have any plan. I wasn't working out that day. I didn't do anything. And I felt like, whoa, I'll do it in the next hour. No, in the next hour. Nope. And guess what? I didn't do anything. Felt like I wasted a whole day because I didn't have anything to do. I just had that one thing and I still failed. So I had to put these systems in places, working out in the morning, making sure that I work on my YouTube videos, even if they're not coming out for next month, just so that I can keep this system going. Once I have those systems in place, it's easy for me to complete these micro tasks because they don't even register as something significant I have to accomplish. Another tip I'd like to motivate the youth to employ would be speaking to people about your dreams and goals. Now, we are all familiar with these motivational quotes that say, well, don't tell people about your plans, show them your success, and all that mumbo jumbo. I agree with that, but what I'm motivating here is that speak to somebody who's done this before, somebody on the same path, so that you understand what you have to do and cut corners, man. Cut corners and accomplish something that would have taken you 10 years in 3 or 5. Because on your journey, you'll meet fellow climbers, guides, and Sherpas who have valuable experience and insight to share. Speaking to people about your dream is like seeking guidance from those who have gone on this same road before you. They can offer encouragement, advice, and support you to stay motivated and focused. And most of us don't have access to mentors and all those wise businessmen that may offer valuable insight. So the ultimate plug is YouTube and podcasts. This is where it can come in, not reading, this side, where you want to hear from somebody who's already successful on how they got their business running, how they started in their teenage years, and how they accomplished everything they did in such a short period of time. I mean, there's an endless tunnel of information that provides you with everything you need on YouTube, Spotify, all these podcast platforms, and social media just in general. And the final tip I'd like to offer on your journey to climbing Mount Everest is tip number 5. Sleep before 11 p.m. As the sun sets on the mountain, it's essential to rest and recharge for the next day's climb. Sleeping before 11 is like allowing your body and mind to recover from the day's exertions, so you can wake up refreshed, revitalized, and ready to tackle the challenges ahead. Most of us during our holiday season, we tend to sleep at 2, 3. Sometimes we don't sleep at all and sleep at 7. And it's addictive, yes, but it's better for you to sleep at 11 even if you don't have anything to do in the next day, and wake up earlier just so that you can get your mind rested and make sure that every single thing you've learned in the previous day is stored in your brain and not just lost, and you have to relearn and relearn and relearn and re-listen and reapply and reteach yourself all these concepts that you've learned in the previous day. Sleeping at 11 will also ensure that your energy levels are at their highest and you're able to achieve every single thing with ease. It boosts your metabolism and propels you forward in achieving your goals. And by following these principles, you'll be well prepared to conquer Mount Everest, symbolizing the achievement of your dreams.